Okay, so we're back right here live. And so we're up here in the Marriott. We headed to our event. Got to get this event moving. So let me show you what it is. Right here. The minority. Psychology. Network. LA Ballroom 1. Verizon second floor ballroom. Okay, so that's what we're here for. See what's that way? So he went to the ballroom. So she went to the ballroom here. So we're gonna make our move over here. And this is where we're gonna be stationed. Okay, so Robert's coming up now. One of the other members here. Right here. So we're gonna go in. That's my brother coming up. So right here. Mental health lives matter. Right here.
I think the soul was at the one.
Okay, so
we went to.
So as we get prepared, so we're gonna be getting ready to film here. This is how we're gonna start here. All right, I'm gonna get ready to start filming here. So, all right. Williams Shepard show. Right here at the Marriott. We're gonna get ready to go in for our event. Right here. Yeah. We're going to the second floor here. Yeah, to the stairs. Yeah.
So there are elevators right around the corner to the right here after the or if you're sorry, but I know it's supposed to be the elevator. But after this big table here,
Here we go. And we can come right over here, ladies. Here's our party over here. Our party right over here. We have to have a mask on here, and this is where we're going to be. Right up the stairs.
No, Dorothy.
This way, ladies. This way, ladies. Over here. Right here downtown Los Angeles, California.
So we're here, this is okay. Hi, beautiful. How are you? You guys are beautiful. Oh, thank you. Look at you guys. Thank you, guys.
I'm just to film. I'm just to film.
Yes, I was actually Thank you. Thank you so much. Moving forward, we have to sit with you. Here, I'm just going to see what okay, well, it's already
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to set up and everything, and we're gonna get ready to set up for the mental health awareness group. And here we're gonna be setting up everything. Marriott. We're gonna get ready to go upstairs. And these are our candidates. These are our panelists that's gonna be speaking. They're gonna be speaking from experience, from their hearts. Also, relating to the trauma and experiences that we've all had relating to mental health and also just mental illness, period. Whichever way that trauma may come to a person. And so our greatest endeavor is to reach those who are in their greatest mental depression state. All right, so we're gonna take us a break here as they get prepared. Recording live right here at John Williams Shepard Show. As we're recording live, we have our candidates starting to walk in, starting to come in right here. We have right here at the table, right here, our candidates are starting to come in and put their name tags on. those who are going to be speaking. They got their name tags, and they're going to be walking the red carpet here. This here. Here they are walking the red carpet now. Taking pictures right here. So they get on, and now as the event is starting to take place right here at the Marriott Hotel again now, right here in downtown Los Angeles, California. And again, we're going to take you and show you some footage right over here at the Minority Psychological Network. Mental health lives matter. And as they come in and they are getting ready to sign and fill out their badges, and so here we have others also getting ready to come in as well for the program. So we're just waiting on everybody to be able to come in. They're saying that right now there's a lot of traffic going on, and because this is Super Bowl weekend, so there's a lot of traffic right now. There's a lot of traffic jams, so we are giving everybody a little bit more time to get here. But we do have some more people coming in, as you can see down here. More people is coming in right now to the event, and they are getting prepared and getting ready. So they can come in two ways. You can go by the stairs here, or they can come in over here through the elevator. We're going to take you to the elevator area and show you the elevator. And this is where we came in at right here anyway, particularly from this area here. And here at the Marriott, we're on the second floor. Again, this is Mental Health Lives Matter, Psychological Black Network. So that's what we are, a minority psychological network. And that's psychological. So it's mental. So we deal with a lot of that in our community, and so we are really coming together and really making that awareness and the change in aptitude of what we've been through and what we're dealing with. And right here in the state of California, and here in the major city of Los Angeles, we are starting here. These are the brochures here. Let me show you the brochures, how they look right here. This is awesome. This is something that we should always be mindful of doing for ourselves first. Also, for those coming behind us, we have to make sure that we stand in the nature of giving and understanding. So right here, this again, and these are the brochures. I'm going to show you again the brochures. These are the raffle tickets, and here, these are the brochures again. So they will come out, they will put their name, my name is, and this is hello, my name is. And y'all know what my name is. This is John Williams on the John Williams Shepard Show. Again, so we're going to go in, not this way, but I just want to show you something here. We are at downtown Los Angeles, California. And this is how the building looks on the inside. It's a pretty well-kept building. Very, very nice. So we're going to go back on the inside here, and we're going to get ready for the event to start. But before we do go on the inside, we'll go back, take a look, make sure anyone else is coming. Okay, y'all. I realize that my bell. Okay, here we go. Are you coming to the second floor? Second floor. Yeah, I think you're coming into the second floor here. Mental health? Are you coming to the mental health? I don't think so. go ahead and see. Okay. So they may not be. Or he may have even went to that elevator over. Okay. So I think that's gonna be. We'll give a few more minutes before we do this right here, and we're gonna allow some more people to come in as we gather. So I'm gonna just stay right here and hold the door. And this is when we hold the door. So we have Miss Carol. We have a group of people right there talking. Just before we get started.
Playing football, I said, okay, well, it's time to get a regular job and be a normal family. So I thought. And Terry had a lot of health issues, physically and mentally. And so we were married in '95, and a few years later, I had my son, and then a few years later, I had my daughter. And the issues that we had mentally was Terry was an offensive lineman, so he took a lot of hits. And the health issues, the hospital bills. During the time that he was in the NFL, I watched him get hurt. I would watch the trainers, the doctors, you're okay. You've got a sprained ankle, you're okay. We'll just give you something and you get back in there and win this game for us. And that does a lot to your mental health when you're hurt, and you're trying to play and you're hurt. And you're really, in my opinion, you're just a piece of meat to them. They're paying you and you gotta work. This is your job. And so when he wasn't playing, it was more of, how can I help you as your wife to feel better? It might be an ice bath, it might be a massage, it might be taking 3 or 4 Tylenol, whatever it took to feel better, to be able to play in the next game. And the NFL doctors and the trainers, they felt the same way, whatever it took. And so over a course of time, his body broke down. 29 years of age, he was more like 39 years of body. And so over a course of time, he had medical issues. He was in and out of the hospital. There were times that he was in the hospital for like 8 months. During the time that he was in the hospital, I was pregnant with our daughter, and we were actually in the hospital at the same time. I was giving birth, and he was there suffering with issues from his legs. And so it takes a toll on me. It took the toll on his children, and just trying to survive every day. I go to work, had a bachelor's degree in child development, a master's degree in education, and I would go to work, drop the kids off at school, daycare, leave work, go by the hospital, visit. Kids do their homework in the hospital. We go home and we do it all over again. And we did that on and off for about 10 years. And the mental health and the anguish that it took on our children and myself. And I was like, I'm strong, I'm a strong Black woman, I got this. And what I didn't realize was that it took a toll on me, and I had to keep it together for my kids. And so I never let them see me cry, I never let them see me sweat. When finances got tight, I was like, I got this, I'll figure it out. And I did. I bought a house while he was in the hospital. We were trying to buy a house together because I had his income, but with him being in the house, he was In the hospital, he was unemployed, so I bought the house by myself. And I was like, I got this. When he came home from the hospital, he came home to a new house. And I was gonna make that the best home for my husband. My children, it's just hard. You know, it affected my son, I think, the most. When my husband died, my son was 13. And that was the time that he needed his dad the most. And, you know, my son took it hard going into high school. You know, I would try to get him to do homework or pay attention or focus. And he was grieving. He was grieving. We all were grieving. But I think my son grieved the most. And going into high school, you know, he played basketball, he played track, very athletic children. I ran track in college. So I was excited that my children were athletic and into sports. And my son wanted to play football. And my husband and I said, no, football. You can do any other sport, but no football. And so in 2016, my son finally got himself together where he could focus and go to school and get good grades. And I dangled a little carrot over him. I said, you know, if you can go to school and get good grades and do what you're supposed to do, I'll let you play football for 1 year. And so he was like, really, Mom? And I said, yeah. And so he got it together. He got it together quick. And I let him play football, but I had a talk with the coaches before I allowed him to play. And I said, the equipment that you have for these high school students is subpar. He needs the pads and the spinal equipment and the flex helmets. And I know that the school doesn't pay for that, but I'm willing to write a check so that my son can have that equipment if you allow it. And so they did, and so he played football his senior year in high school. And at the time I met my new husband, and I was remodeling the house, and that's how I met him. He owned a remodeling company, and I gave him and his contractors the key to my house, and I never got my key back. But my son was on the football team, and I thought, you know, he's happy. This is what he wanted to do. I don't have to worry about anything because he's never played football before. So he's on the team. And I said, he's just gonna sit on the bench. So I'm okay with that. And so he did. The first game, sat on the bench. The second game, they put him in for a little while, and he had like 1 or 2 block footballs, and he caught the football the third game and got a touchdown. He was in the school paper, and I was like, oh, okay, that's nothing to worry about. And so one night I was sleeping, and I got up, I went to the restroom, and I saw the light on, and I said, let me go see why this light is on. And my son was in our game room, and he was watching the film of his dad when he was at USC and when he was playing for the Saints. And he had the remote in his hand, and he would fast forward, and then he would play it slowly, and then he would stop it, and then he would rewind it. And so I said, Andrew, what are you doing? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You got school in the morning. Go to bed. Oh, I'm just watching the film, Mom. I'm just watching the film. I said, okay, well, you can watch the film later. You need to go to bed. And so the next day, they had a game, which was on a Friday, and he had the most amazing game. And I said, okay, Lord. I thought that because he never picked up a football before, that he wouldn't play. And I said, that was our agreement. And so about 2 weeks later, had college coaches calling me. And I said, this was not the plan. This was not the plan. The plan was for him to just get better, stop grieving as much, get good grades, go to college, and just live out his life. And I had colleges calling me, and that spring break, we went and looked at schools, and he decided on a college on a football scholarship. And I realized through a lot of thought and a lot of prayer that I could not live my life through my son, and that I had to let him live his life. Looking back over all of the medical issues that Terry had, I blame the coaches. I blame the trainers. I blame the doctors, because he had medical issues when he was in college. He had high blood pressure. They were treating it, but they didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell his mother. He had issues when he was in the NFL. There's no way that he should have passed a physical because he had an enlarged heart, and he shouldn't have been playing in the first place. My son redshirted his freshman year. His sophomore year, he had a physical, and he has the same enlarged heart that his dad did. So, no football. So, again, we're talking about mental health. And my son came home from college and really hasn't been the same since, because he can't play. And so what I said to my son was, this is a blessing in disguise, because this probably has saved your life. And so I look back on my life over the past 20 years. I got married right out of college. And I look back at the blessings that I've had, because I got married young, and I thought, I'm kind of young. But I look back and I'm like, God knew what he was doing, because I have 2 beautiful children and have a new husband. And my kids are healthy and they're doing well. But I look back over the trauma that my kids suffered when they lost their dad. And I look back over the strength that I had to have and try to endure by losing a husband. And I remember I'm in an organization called Jack and Jill of America. And so my children had an event, Memorial Day weekend of 2013. And I remember saying, I said, you take them, I just want to relax. It was my birthday weekend. And I said, I just want to sleep. And he said, I don't feel good. And I said, well, you need to go to the doctor. You need to make your appointments. And men don't always do that. They don't always go to the doctor and make their appointments or take their medicine when they're supposed to. So they need us wives to make sure that they do that. And so I remember saying to him, I said, look, I am way too young to be a widow at 40. I said, so you do whatever it is you need to do to make sure that you're around for me and the kids. And he said to me, I promise you that you will not be a widow at 40. And I said, okay. So that Saturday was my birthday. That Sunday we went to church. That Monday he wasn't feeling well, and I said, go to the doctor. I said, I'm going to work, I'll take the kids to school. I said, go to the doctor. So I was at work, and I was thinking, I should call him to see if he made his appointment or if he just go. So I called him and I said, hey, what's going on? Did you go to the doctor? He says, no, I'm getting out of bed now. I said, well, it's 1 o'clock. You still in the bed? Yeah, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go. I said, well, you want me to come home? I'll take you. No. You stay at work. I'll go to the doctor. So my kids were in sports. My daughter plays basketball and track. and we made it home like around 6:37. And usually on Mondays, he'll call my daughter and ask her what she wants for dinner, and then he'll fix it. And she said, Mom, Dad didn't call me today and ask me what I wanted.